and welcome. It's Monday the 16th of April and it's time for Facebook Live again. Yay! I'm back. It's been a few weeks since I was here last. I missed you guys, so I'll just check our setup while I wait for you guys to pop on. Just leave me a comment when you arrive so I know you're here. Just 1 second. So yeah, it's been a couple of weeks, been quite a few weeks I think since I was on last. It's been a busy time this last month. Right, let's just make sure that we're going out. There we are. Okay. Oh, hi Lena, welcome. Hi Jessica. Hi Charlotte. Great. Oh, hi Doreen. Good to see you. Yes, I'm back. Yes, when was the last time we did this? It was before Easter, wasn't it? So yes, I've been really busy this last while. I spent a week in France with my son learning how to ski, which was a lot of fun. Hurt a lot too. You should have seen my legs. They were black and blue. Looked like somebody had taken a baseball bat to them. So we did that. Then I was back for a week, and then last week we were away. We went to Ireland. Hi Fran, glad to have you with us. So yes, last week we were in Ireland, and you may have seen some of the pictures that I posted of where we were. It's a spot on the west coast of Ireland where I've got an aunt and an uncle who live down there, and we stayed with them for a few days, and it's just the most beautiful spot. It's right on the west coast. It's really rugged, and actually it's at its best sort of this time of year in the winter time, where it's just stunning stuff. Like I said in my post, I could sit and watch the sea off the cliffs all day long, really. So yes, and then we got back on Sunday, and then in the meantime, whilst we were there, I got a new niece. So my brother's partner had a baby while we were there, and we were hoping that we'd be there for the arrival, but she hung on, and she arrived about 4 hours after we got back into the UK. So I haven't seen her in person yet, but hey ho. Excuse me. I hope you all had a good Easter. I hope you're all enjoying the spring-like weather where you are. It's lovely to have the long evenings again. I've got daylight here tonight, which is great. It won't last till the end of the live session, but it's a good thing. And certainly the weather's getting a lot warmer. We're forecasting 20 degrees this week. 20 degrees, can you believe it? I suppose it's about time we had some nice weather. So that's me for the last couple of weeks. My son goes back to school tomorrow evening, so things should sort of settle down after the holidays and just return to normal. But from a Stampin' Up point of view, there's been loads going on. I mean, just tons. It's been crazy. So much to tell you. So we'll get straight into it. So the first thing is, you'll have seen I posted a couple of days ago, or a couple of weeks ago now, our retiring list. So what that is basically our new catalogue is coming out on the 1st of June. Hooray. If you want me to send you one, if you've ordered from me in the last year, I'll automatically send you one. But if you haven't and you'd like one, then send me a message and I'll send one to you. So that comes out on the 1st of June. I've seen it already online, and it's just, my wish list is obscenely long. I mean, obscene. It's just crazy. So I'm in the process of trying to whittle that down a little bit now. So to make room for all these fantastic new things, we retire a lot of things. And I posted a link to my online shop where you can see what's retiring. But I just wanted to talk you through a few things, because sometimes it can be a bit confusing if you haven't been around at this time before with Stampin' Up. So there's a couple of things that definitely go away. Okay, one is all of our designer series paper retires every year. This year there's one exception to that, which is the Wood Textures designer series paper. That's going to carry over and be in the new catalogue in June. The second thing that always retires are our one of our sets of our in colours. So our 2016 to 2018 in colours are going away. But I'll talk about colours again in a minute. The other thing that goes away straight away is all of our bundles. Now, our bundles are where we've put together a stamp set and a punch, or a stamp set and a die, and by putting them together you get a 10% discount. So what happens is that all of those bundles go away in the new catalogue to be replaced by different bundles, but the individual products don't necessarily retire. So I'll give you a good example. My favourite product from the Spring Summer catalogue at the moment was the Petal Palette bundle, which was a stamp set and a die set. Now, the bundle won't be available in the new catalogue, but the two items will be available separately. And the reason I'm telling you that is because if you've got your eye on a bundle at the moment and you'd like it, whether the individual items are retiring or not, then you'll want to get hold of that. Hi Susan, good to have you with us. You'll want to get hold of that bundle so that you take advantage of your 10% discount. Hi Lynn, good to have you with us again. So that's bundles, make sure. The other thing is any colours that are retiring and cardstock, they go really fast. So again, don't hang about if you've got a favourite colour. As I say, I'm going to go through the colours in a minute. If you've got a favourite colour that's retiring, then make sure and get your order in before those supplies are gone. And then there's stamp sets that are retiring. And again, the supplies are not guaranteed. They're basically while supplies last until the 31st of May. So some things will still be around at the end of all of this, and may well be discounted. Sometimes they discount them towards the end. But if there's anything that you've got your eye on, whether it's in the current annual catalogue or in the Spring Summer catalogue that you really like, then, oh, hi Terry, welcome aboard. Then do make sure to get your hands on it sooner rather than later. Otherwise, you'll miss out. And I know from experience that while you can get a hold of retired Stampin' Up! Stamp sets and things, they do hold their value, and can be, sometimes I've seen them sold for a lot more than you would actually cost you to get them from the catalogue. So that's retiring items. Yes. So then the next big news is all to do with colours. Okay, and what's happening this year is we're having what's called a colour revamp. Okay, and what that means is that Stampin' Up! Have looked at our what colours we offer and rejigged them. So what we've got is some colours are going away, but don't panic, don't panic. We've got some new colours coming in, and we've got some favourite colours coming back. So I'm just going to take a minute to talk you through some of that. I've done a blog post which explains everything. And I'll post a link to it on my page after this live has gone live, so you can see what's going on. So what we've got, excuse me, so if you bring this in, this is just a summary of what's going on. So these here are the colours that we're losing, okay? So here, I don't know if you can see that there. So I'm going to bring this down a little bit more so you can see it better. We'll put it back up when we do our crafting, okay? So here's our 16 to 18 in colours. These are going away. They normally would anyway, to be replaced by a new set of in colours. So these are going. Then what we've got is Chocolate Chip, Tangerine Tango, Tempting Turquoise, Marina Mist, Pink Pirouette, Soft Sky, Wild Wasabi, Wisteria Wonder, Always Artichoke, Elegant Eggplant, Island Indigo, Perfect Plum, and Rose Red. So these colours here will be gone. They won't be available after the 31st of May. These are the colours that if you've got a favourite in here that you really like, then you need to stock up on your ink, an ink refill so that you can refill your ink pad, and cardstock, because these are the ones that will disappear quite quickly as people do just that. They stock up because they won't be able to get it again, okay? I have to say I'm really sad about these two colours going. I love Island Indigo and I love Soft Sky. Yes, Terry, wait till you see. They've basically got rid of all their purples and they're bringing them some really gorgeous new purples coming in. So while it's really upsetting, I suppose is not quite the right word, but you know, they are just ink pads after all. But while it's sad to see a lot of these go, what's coming in, I'll show you in a second, is really cool. So that's what's going away, okay? Now coming in, these are our new in colours. Can you see that there? Right, for 18 to 20. So these will last for 2 years. And look at these two here. Lovely lipstick and blueberry bushel. Fabulous. And then we've also got Grapefruit Grove, Pineapple Punch, and Call Me Clover. Okay, now these colours will be coming in the catalogue on the 1st of June. But I've got the scoop on this, is that for the first time ever, you'll actually be able to order these colours early. You'll be able to order them in May. So when that promotion comes on stream, I'll let you know. Okay, so you can get your hands on them a little bit earlier. I'm just looking. This is not very clear, is it? Let's see if I can get down a bit more. There we go. Is that a bit better? Yes. Okay. So these are 5 new colours straight off. The blue is Blueberry Bushel, Terry, but I've got a blog post that has got all of this on it, so you can look at it in slower time. Okay. Then we have 10 brand new colours coming out. That's 10, right? Watch this, Terry. Here we go. Look. So here's your purples. Okay. There's your Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape. We've got a lovely baby blue coming through. We've got soft sea foam, which is a really, really light green. A new pink, which is a little bit darker than the one we had before. And then I love this Granny Apple Green and Merry Merlot. And then we've got this grey granite, which is like a sort of a browny grey. So they look really, really good. I haven't got these ink pads myself yet because they're not available for me to order yet. But as soon as I get them, I'll be showing them to you and I'll be playing with them. So that's brand new colours coming in. And then we have some old favourites that are coming back. Let me make some room here. So look at this one. Look at this. Mint Macaron, one of my favourite colours of all time, is coming back. So I'm really happy about that. We've got Blackberry Bliss, which again was an in colour a couple of years ago, which really helps with the purples. We've got Poppy Parade, Coastal Cabana. We've got Flirty Flamingo here, which you'll see is one of the outgoing in colours. So it's going out and coming back in. Yeah, Terry, I knew you'd like that. And then we've got Mossy Meadow. So I actually have some of these colours already, so you can give you a bit of a closer look at it. So this is Coastal Cabana. It's a gorgeous greeny blue, so it's a really good next step for our pool party, which is lovely. Mint Macaron, which this colour is just so beautiful. It's soft and it's delicate and it's fabulous. And then Terry, your favourite, Blackberry Bliss. Yay. So I've been able to take these out and not be able to use them again, which is fantastic. Now, what's going to happen is when the new catalogue comes out on the 1st of June, is that all of these new colours here, you'll be able to buy as a single bundle. Or you can buy them individually. It's entirely up to you. So that's just to give you an overview of what's coming. And as I say, look at my blog post for more information, more details. All right. So that's the colours. There's also some changes to our ink pads. Now, I don't have one to show you, but basically we're redesigning the ink pad itself, so it's a bit easier to open. It closes a bit more tightly. And they're stackable. So as soon as I've got my hands on an ink pad, I'll show you. The new ink pad will fit in the colour caddy that we have. If any of you have it, it's that rotating caddy that you pop your ink pads into. They will fit, but they're not great. So Stampin' Up! Are working on a storage solution for that. So the caddy is going away. All right. The other thing that's happened is that some people have reported issues with sort of like bubbling of the ink on their ink pads from time to time. It's almost like your ink pad is a bit too juicy. And I think that has sometimes a lot to do with humidity and things like that, particularly in different countries. So the formulation of the ink has changed very slightly to include a defoamer, which should help with that. But your existing ink pads and re-inkers, they're interchangeable with the new stuff. So you don't need to change your ink pads if you've already got colours. If you need to refill them, you just use the new re-inker and it'll be absolutely fine. Okay. The last thing to tell you is that you'll have noticed one of the things, we're getting rid of our archival black ink, but we're bringing back Jet Black Stays On, which is brilliant. I really miss having that one. So what we'll end up having is we'll have Jet Black Stays On, which is a permanent alcohol-based ink, and we'll have our Memento Tuxedo Black, which between them will be perfect for stamping, watercolouring, using the alcohol markers, stamping on acetate or non-porous surfaces. So between those two ink pads, you'll have everything you need. I know sometimes when we had the three, people were a bit confused about which one to use when. So yeah, whew, a lot. And that's before I even start talking through what's actually retiring at the moment. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to have a play with the colours that are retiring and with some of the stamps, some of the products that are retiring that are kind of like my favourites, that actually I'm really quite sad that they're going away, and ones that I would recommend that you get your hands on if you haven't got them already. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have a play with a technique. I'm going to have a play and show you all how to do the shaving foam technique, which is a lot of fun. So bear with me one moment while I gather everything together to save making a huge mess on here. Right, so here we go. Excuse me. Right. So what I'm going to use for this is I'm going to take one of our stamp cases, an empty one, and just some cheap shaving foam. Okay, it doesn't have to be anything expensive. In fact, don't use anything expensive. It's not worth it. It's just for crafting. So this is the cheapest shaving foam I can get. Make sure it's foam. Oh, never mind, Terry. See you in a bit. Tell him to go away. Right, so we're just going to pop the shaving foam in here, like so. Okay, and I'm just going to get my palette knife. Where is it? There we go. Right, let's move this back out a little bit. Here we are. We've got a bit of shadow there, which I don't like. Yeah, that's a bit better. Okay, so I'm going to just spread this out a little. It doesn't need to be really thick. So this is, by putting it into the thin stamp case, it means you're just not wasting the shaving foam. Okay, there's the first bit of mess there. All right, so we'll just pop that there. Then what we're going to do is we take our re-inkers. So I've just gathered some various ink colours that are retiring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a purpley one. So we've got that. See, I'm making a mess already. So we've got Elegant Eggplant, we've got Wisteria Wonder, let's use some pink, and what's that one? Maybe a bit of rose red. Let's stick with that. So let's start with the Wisteria Wonder. Okay, and we're just going to place the drops around, like so. There's no signs to this. It's a bit like the baby wipe technique, it's all a bit random. Okay, so we're going to add the pink pirouette. And then we're going to have the Elegant Eggplant. I'm not going to put too much of this on because it's quite an intense colour. Okay, and I don't want it to overpower the others. Alright, and then I'm going to take my knife and I'm just going to swirl this around a little. Okay, like so. Again, doesn't have to be anything too scientific. Alright, so we've got our mix, and then I've cut some card pieces. Alright, and all I'm going to do is, let's take this one, I'm going to just lay the cardstock down like so. Okay, tap it, and then we just pop it out. Okay, and we have this. Then what we want to do is take our kitchen towel. Okay, and what I like to do, whoop, this is where it gets messy, is lay it down like that. Okay, pull it up. Okay, so we've got quite a lot on there, so we just keep wiping it. Okay, and when we wipe away the foam, we're left with this fantastic pattern. Look at that. Beautiful. So I'm just going to do a couple of those. Oh, see, this is where it gets messy. All right, now I want a little bit more pink in mine, and you can see we have some gaps here. So I'm going to add a bit more pink to the mix. There you go. All right, and then we're just going to mix it up a little bit more. Like so. Okay, and then we're going to take another piece, get a bigger piece this time, and exactly the same. Okay. You can see this is not fully covered, but that's okay. It doesn't have to cover every single bit. Let's get some more kitchen towel. And just wipe that off. Okay. Look at that. Beautiful. And then we can just keep going. Try not to end up like this. It's everywhere. Oh dear. Right. Like I said, this is messy. So let's put that in there. Okay, let's rub that in a bit. And then so you can see that as you work through it, it gets subtler and subtler as you use up the ink. Okay. And your fingers get dirtier and dirtier. Okay. You guys still with me? Shout out if you can see what I'm doing. There we go. And I think then what we can do is we can mix it up a little bit more. Bring some of this colour in. And I think for this one now, I'm going to add in a little bit of wild wasabi, just to see what happens. Okay, so let's mix that around a bit. You like the pictures, Doreen? Yeah, they were even better in person, although I tell you, it was windy. But then, you know, you don't go to the west of Ireland for the weather. There we go. There we are. Let's see how this one turns out. Oop. Ooh, let's try that again. Let's get some more. There we go. There we have it with a little bit of green in it. Okay, so you can just keep going and going and going. Look at these. You could do. I'm going to do a few more. Oh, hi Terry. Yes. Terry, definitely come back on the team. You're going to love it. It's great. We've got a great little team going here. Terry's talking about joining my team as a demonstrator. She was my star demonstrator and then took a break, which is one of the great things about being a demonstrator, is that you can take a break when you get busy with things like children and families and stuff. Yes, Doreen, the brownies would love this, but plastic everywhere. And lots of wet wipes because it is very, very, very messy. Look at that, okay? So you've got the idea. You could go on and play with this for hours and hours and hours with any kind of combination of colours that you like. So that's just some of the colours that are retiring, okay? So let me just put that to one side somewhere. Where shall I put it? That I won't accidentally put something down on it. Let's put it over here. All right. Okay, let's do that. Okay, and then you can dry these with your heat tool if you want, but generally speaking, they'll dry off just to the side. Okay. All right, so let's bring these back in. All right, now, oh, got it on my work surface there. And you're going to have that evening off, probably quite wise. Lots of cleaning up to be done afterwards. Right, so once we've got our panels, you can do all sorts of stuff with this. You can just put it straight on your card front. So for example, let's say we took this one, you could simply just layer it up and add a sentiment to it. But what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to combine these with one of the ladies, play nice. Is I'm going to combine this with a set and some dies that are retiring that I'm actually really disappointed that they're retiring. But there you go. You got to say goodbye sometimes, and that is the Watercolour Wings stamp set. Now I've made some cards with this before, which are here. And I think they're absolutely fabulous. And then there's two sets of dies that this stamp coordinates with, which are retiring as well. So there's the butterfly thinlits and the bold butterfly. So I'm going to do a couple of things. I've got an idea in my mind of what I want to do with these. So bear with me. So let's get my pieces. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is, let's get my pieces straight. Where are they all gone? Okay. So we have, that's it, that's what I want. Just getting the right piece. All right. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take this piece here, that's right, because it's the same size, okay, and I'm going to die cut this butterfly. No, I'm going to do a smaller one because this one won't fit. Okay, so I'm going to die cut this butterfly out of the white piece, so just bear with me 1 second while I do that. Okay, so here we go. I'll just pop that out, put that to one side, and then I'm going to take my Elegant Eggplant ink pad, which is in here. I'm just going to ink up a sentiment. Okay, so I'm going to do the Just For You, which is here. I love this little sentiment in here. I use it on a lot of different cards. Okay, and I'm just going to stamp that right there. Okay, and then I'm going to take, where are they? We've got some little dots, yeah, these. And I'm going to stamp those in Pink Pirouette. Just around the place. Okay. There we go. Close up our ink pads, and then let's bring this back in. I'm just going to pop the pieces out using our die brush. Okay. There we go. There we are. Okay, and let's just poke these out. Okay. So there we have our butterfly. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to stick these two together. Now just like that looks amazing, doesn't it? It's fabulous. So I'm just going to stick that down with some snail. Okay. Okay. Right, I'm going to trim that edge a bit, just 1 second. There we go. And now I'm going to take my mini dimensionals, which are here, and I'm going to pop them on the back of my butterfly, just here. And I'm going to put my butterfly back into the hole that I cut it out from. Like so. Look at that. Okay, so we've got this inlaid effect. Now, what we need now is... where's it gone? No. Where have I put it? Just 1 second. There we go. Alright, so I'm just going to add a little bit of Wink of Stella to the wings. Oop. Get it going. There we go. I'm really going to miss these dies. And Doreen, I thought of you when I saw them on the retiring list, because I know you said you like butterflies. There we go. Okay, and then we've got our elegant eggplant card base. I'm just going to fold and score that. Whoop. There we go. And then I'm going to pop that up on some dimensionals. Just trim our edges there. There we go. Look at that, beautiful. Apart from my little mucky fingerprint at the bottom. That's the downside of this technique, is that wash your hands thoroughly after you do it. Okay, so then for the inside, okay, I'm going to take and do a bit of stamping. Okay, so we've got the solid butterfly image, okay, which I'm going to stamp in Pink Pirouette. I'm just going to stamp him here, like so. And then I'm going to take the next level and I'm going to stamp that over the top in Elegant Eggplant. But I think I'm going to stamp that off for us because it's looking a bit intense. So let's do that. Let's see if I can get this lined up through the camera. Here we go. There we are. And then we'll give him a little body, shall we? So it's not just a set of wings. And we'll do that in full strength Elegant Eggplant. And we'll even give him some antennae, which are here somewhere. There they are. Do that in the Elegant Eggplant. There we go. Okay, we're just going to get some glue and pop that on the inside. Okay. Bring back our card. Get that lined up. There we go. There's the inside. And there's the outside. So there we go. That's card number 1. All right, I'm just going to clear some of this stuff away, and then I'm going to make a few more with this stamp set and die, because I just think they're so fabulous. And we've got some of these panels to use up as well. Okay, so let's just create a bit of space so you can see card number 1. Okay, there we go. Right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece here and I'm going to die cut it using this big butterfly here. Okay, thanks Lynn. But what I'm also going to do is I'm going to cut this piece again, but using vellum this time. We're going to have a bit of double stamping going on. So let me just bring in the big shot. And we'll do that. Let's make some room. Okay, so we've got our butterfly here. And our vellum. Put it here because I want a bit of the pink. So, do I get what I want? No. Alright, so there we go. Okay, and then let's get the plate. I'll just run that through. Okay, so now we have a fabulous butterfly, and I'm going to use my precision base plate for this one. So that's in place of the thin die adapter. We use our precision base plate like so. We don't have a bottom plate. Actually, we do use the thin. What am I talking about? We do use the thin die adapter, I think. It's been a while since I've used this plate, so let's see. Yeah, that's right. There we go. Should cut it out nicely for us. Yeah, that's released a lot more easily. So we'll put that to one side. And the other thing I'm going to do is this embossing folder, which is the bricks embossing folder, is also retiring. Which again, I'm really quite disappointed because I love this embossing folder. So just going to run that through. So take away the precision base plate, take away the thin die adapter because we're embossing. And then we've got our bottom plate. We get our embossing folder, like so. And then the top plate, and we'll run it through. Okay. Alright, so here we go. So these are just, as I say, I'm just having a bit of a play here with this particular stamp set and dies, see what we can come up with. Alright, so now let's pop out our butterfly again. Now you just got to be careful when taking, particularly with vellum, when taking it out of detailed dies like this, because it can easily tear. Although our vellum is quite robust, it's almost as thick as our cardstock, so it can take quite a bit of punishment. So can you see the difference that running that through with our precision base plate has made compared to when I ran it through just on a regular one? How much more easily those pieces came out. Okay, now I'm going to layer those two up. I'm going to put a bit of glue on the back here. Like so. And then I'm going to get some of our faceted gems. These are stained, by the way, which is I'm really pleased about. Okay, I'll put 2 on this guy because I'm feeling extravagant tonight. All right. Now let's get our card base. There we go. So I've just got a plain white card base here. And Yeah. Okay, and then I'm just going to put this to one side. I'm going to cut this down a little actually, just bear with me 1 second. There we go. What do you think? I think it needs to be a bit thinner again, don't you? Let's do that. Let's trim it a bit more. Let's make it 6.5. There we go. It's better. Got our butterfly here, and then let's just get a little scrap of white. Here we go, and let's get a sentiment. I think we'll stick with the Just For You again, because that's a good all-round sentiment, isn't it? Just for you. Here we go. And let's trim the end of that one, give it a little tail. And then we'll pop a dimensional on the back. So I want a dimensional on this end, and I want glue on this end. But first I'm going to stick this down. So let's put some dimensionals on the back here. Okay, and we'll glue this down. Yeah, the other way. Okay, there we go, and we'll pop our butterfly on there. Whoop. And then we can put our glue on our sentiment. There we are, and then there's one more thing that this card needs. Can anybody guess what it is? While I go get it, let's see if anybody guesses it. Needs some spritzing. So I'm going to use my pink Pirouette marker to just add a little bit of extra colour and texture. There we go. So there we have it. Card number 2 with the watercolour wings stamp set. Some very, very simple techniques, and you can see that with these pieces you could die cut all sorts of shapes out. They would make good flowers, they make hearts, anything you like. So I'm going to have a little play around with these a little bit later on and do a bit more. So there we go, and that's our purples, which are really nice purples, but I think the new purples that are coming through in the new catalogue are actually going to be a lot better. They're going to be much more vibrant, and that's generally speaking what's happened with the new colours that are coming in, is that they're just a lot more vibrant than the colours we've got at the moment. So let's just clean some of this off, and let's move on to, thanks Doreen. Like I say, I'm really sad that this is going, and I'm even more sad that these are going. Because they're just absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now another, where is it? Another set that's going, which again I'm really sad about, because this is one of those sets. Is this one here? Watercolour Words. This is one of those sets when new stampers come to me and they say, you know, when I'm starting to build my collection, what stamp sets would you recommend? And this is one of them, because look at the size of these sentiments. They're really lovely size, and then you've got quite a lot of elements. You've got some flowers, you've got a heart, you've got a star. So you can really make some fantastic cards with it. I mean, here's a really, really simple one I made for Valentine's Day last year, just with different colours. So I'm going to do something similar to this for tonight, and it's just the simplest card. I haven't planned it out. Well, I haven't. I have it in my mind, but I haven't worked it out. So I'm going to do something a little bit brighter, and again I'm going to use two of the colours that are going away, which is Tempting Turquoise and Tangerine Tango. Okay, so I'm just going to take the Hooray, which is in here somewhere. Here it is. Okay, I'm just going to stamp it I want to stamp off. Okay, stamp off twice. Okay, so you got some nice hoorays there, and then I'm going to take the star. Ooh. I'm going to stamp that in orange. So, and then I'm going to stamp off and just do a few. Oh, look at that, done the wrong colour. Hang on. Just clean my stamp off. Hi Pam, you're in Alabama. Welcome. What time is it there? Okay, so let's do our. Okay. Do you know what? I don't like that. I'm going to turn that over. I'm going to do it differently. That's the beauty of our cards, is that we can change the way we do things. Okay. So I'm going to do this instead. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So you're not in the office then? Here we go. No, I don't like that either. See? This is what happens. Bet this happens to you guys too all the time. You've got an idea in your mind and it just won't come together. So let's try that again. Let's see if we can do less. And see if less is more in this case. Okay. Alrighty. Getting somewhere now. And then I'm going to take some Stamp 1 second. Yeah. I'd love if I could do this all the time. Wouldn't it be great if we didn't have to worry about housework or work or any of that stuff. Right, I'm going to leave that there, and then I'm going to spritz again. So I'm going to take the orange Tangerine Tango, okay, and then I'm going to spritz with the Tempting Turquoise as well. There we go. That's a bit more like it, okay? And then all this needs to do then is layer onto a piece of Tangerine Tango cardstock. Okay, and then I've got a piece of Tempting Turquoise. So all the T's. Okay. Pam, I'm glad to see. I'm glad you're enjoying them. This one's not quite going according to plan, although plan is probably not quite the right word. Vague idea in my head is probably closer, so it's doing all right. So there we go. So that's just a really, really simple card. Look at that. Easy peasy. But you know what? I could do better than that, ladies. I can do better than that. So let's do something a bit different. Okay. There we go. We've got blue, and then we've got, I've got a panel here. I do. So now I'm going to do a proper ombre, okay, with some of our blues. So we've got Soft Sky, Marina Mist, and Island Indigo. Okay, and I'm actually going to pair that with, let's see what we'll do. Okay, so let's do the love. Okay. So here we go. So we'll start with our yeah, Pam, walk away is sometimes the best thing you can do. You're quite right. You're quite right. Okay, so let's do, we've got Soft Sky, which is the lightest colour. Okay, and then we've got Marina Mist, which I'm actually going to stamp off. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp it full strength. There we go. And then I've got the Island Indigo, which I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to stamp it full strength. There we go. Okay. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm liking that a lot better. And then let's get our heart. And let's see, what colour? I think we'll do Island Indigo for the heart. We'll do it off to the right here. There we go. Excellent. And then I'm going to take my sparklies and I'm going to put one in each of the O's. There we go. And then if I take my wink of Stella, you can just add a little bit of sparkle to our heart, like so. Okay. Alrighty, and then we'll just put some glue on the back. Let's check the time. Where are we at? Oh, we're almost at 9 o'clock. How long have I been a demonstrator, Pam? I celebrated my 5th anniversary as a demonstrator not long ago, actually. I joined up during celebration 5 years ago and have loved every minute ever since. Are you a demonstrator? Right, let's pop these on here. I have to be careful because my fingers are getting really, really, really inky. Okay, here we go. Yeah, there we are. Yep, I prefer that one. What do you guys think? The hooray or the love? Let me have your votes while I tidy up and get ready for the next card. Okay, let's make some space. 3 years, congratulations, Pam. It's addictive, isn't it? Okay. Love, yeah, I think so. Love, yeah, I agree with you, ladies. I like the colours on this one. I think it's a fun, quick card for a kid, but I really like this one. This is my favourite. Right, so the next stamp set that I want to show you tonight that's retiring, this is the last one I'm going to do this evening, is the birthday blooms. This is, again, just one of the, it doesn't have a coordinating die or anything like that, but this is just one of those stamp sets where it's just got a lot of, oh, thanks Pam. And yes, I think it's pretty unanimous. This is the better one, isn't it, ladies? Yeah, I'd agree with you there. So yeah, this one I've had for a while. It's been in the catalogue for quite a long time. And I just think it creates some beautiful, beautiful cards. I'll show you some of the ones that I've made with it. So you've got a really simple one here, a bit of colouring. We've got this one here, again, just a little bit of colouring, very, very simple. And then we've got this one here, which is using the main image. And I'm going to recreate this one slightly. This is where my starting point for this one. So I'm going to do some heat embossing. So wait for the magic, okay? So let's just get our bits. And I'm going to use Always Artichoke, which again is one of those colours that's retiring. And it's wouldn't be one of my favourites, I would have to say, but I think it's going to hopefully work well on this particular card. So let's just, yeah, that's what I want. I'm just gathering my bits together. All right, so we've got our heat tool. Gotta go, Susan. Yeah, see you soon. Great to have you with us. You can always watch the last bit on the replay. Right. So, first things first. Yeah, Lynn, I knew you'd enjoy the heat embossing. Right, so bossing buddy first. Make sure we've not got any static or anything like that. Okay. And then we're going to ink up this large image. Big flower. Okay. There we go, and then we've got ink it up with our Versamark. Yeah, and then we're just going to stamp it in the bottom left corner. Alrighty, and I'm going to emboss this with copper because I think the copper will go really, really well with this colour. Just put it on nice and generously and then tap it off. There we go. And in actual fact, what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to add a bit of Versamark around the edges. Okay. And then I'm just going to, you can see that I'm just putting it into the copper embossing powder that's already down. Whoop. Hi Sally, welcome. You're in Missouri. Seem to have a lot of Americans on tonight, which is nice. Okay, so just got a few little spots there that I don't want. Put that to one side. And we'll put our powder back in our pot before that goes everywhere and we have a mishap. There we go. Alrighty. Now for the magic. Okay. Excuse the noise for a minute while we do this. You're learning something new, Pam. What are you learning? That's what I love. I love it when I teach new things. There we go. There's always something new to learn. That's the great thing about this craft. There's just so much that you can do. You just never stop finding out new stuff. There we go. So that's our flower. And now I'm just going to do the edges. Oh, embossing the edges. Yeah, I just, I've inked edges before, but the embossing just gives it a little bit of extra. Wow. Just got to be careful not to burn your fingers. There we go, nearly done. Oh, thanks, Sally. Great that you're sharing. Love it when you guys share. That's brilliant. Right, okay. And now I'm going to do a bit of watercolouring. So let's get my ink pad, which is here somewhere. Here it is. Right, and I'm going to use a bit of soft sky again. Alright, so, you want some water. No. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do a gentle wash just behind it. I'm not going to colour in the flower as such. I'm just going to give it a gentle watercolour wash behind. Okay, so I'm going to start light. So I've got my aqua painter. I've squeezed my lid together. So I've got a nice little pool here. And I'm going to, as I say, I'm just going to start light. And all I'm doing is spreading the colour. Okay, now I'm not going to do too much because this isn't watercolour paper. Okay, and I don't want to work this too much. I just want to create a bit of colour on here. Okay. Add a little bit more water on here to get it spreading. Okay, let's see. Add a little bit more. Alright, and then I'm just going to clean my aqua painter off on a piece of scrap paper or whatever I can find. Alright, and then I'm just going to quickly dry this off using my heat tool. Okay, then let's see, I'm going to do the For You sentiment, and I'm just going to stamp that in Always Artichoke. Yes, it actually worked better on watercolor paper. You'd get more time. You could give it a proper watercoloring rather than just a plain watercolor wash. Okay, now that's a bit crooked, but not a lot I can do about it now other than start again, and I'm not about to do that. Okay, so we're going to add some ribbon. So this is the copper trim. I can't remember if this is retiring or not. I don't think it is, which would be great because I really like this. I think it's just got lovely texture to it. Smaller bow. Not retiring, Sally. Yay! Very happy about that. I know it's this period takes a while to get used to what's retiring and what's not retiring. Until we finally get used to it. Right, so I'm going to layer that onto a piece of pink pirouette, I think. Yes. All right, so bring back in our card base of Always Artichoke. There we go. Right, so I'm going to glue this down. Oops. Don't want glue on my work surface. And then put that onto the pink. Lined up. There we go. And I'm going to put a little glue dot behind my bow, just to hold it in place so it doesn't wiggle about too much. That's if it'll come off my finger. There we go. Alright. And just give that a good press, because with between the heat embossing and the watercolouring, my paper's gotten a little bit bendy. So layering it onto a piece of card just helps to flatten it out. And then we'll pop this layer up, just for fun. The green is the Always Artichoke, Pam. It's not one of my favourites, I have to say, but I've used it a few times recently, and typically, of course, it's growing on me and now it's going away, so it's always the way, isn't it? There we go. And there we have it. Really simple, really easy. That's why I love this image here. Look at my hands. That's from the shaving foam technique earlier on. Gosh, maybe I should have put gloves on. But then inky fingers are just a sign that you're having fun, aren't they? So there we go. So that's the Birthday Blooms stamp set. Again, this is one of the ones that I always recommend to people when they're starting out. It's just a great all-round set, and I love the Happiest of Birthdays to You. And this sentiment here is just so versatile. And you can colour this anyway. You can sponge it, you can watercolour it, you can use blends, you can use watercolour pencils, whatever colouring medium you could have. Yeah, it's beautiful with the pink, beautiful, because it's quite a muted colour. It works very well. I think the pink lifts it. So there we have it. So let's bring back, we've made, how many cards have we made tonight? We made some space. So we've done the butterfly cards using the shaving foam technique and the purples. We've used our blues with the Watercolour Wishes stamp set. And then finally, we've got the Birthday Blooms and used the Always Artichoke to do a watercolour wash. So I'd love to hear what you think. Leave me a comment below letting me know which one is your favourite. As I say, please, I'd love it if you shared the video. I'd really like that. And I'll put a blog post up in the next couple of days with all of the measurements and dimensions and supplies and everything else. But make sure to go to my online shop and order your bits and bobs that are retiring before they're gone for good, okay? Don't miss out, particularly the colours that are retiring, okay? So thank you all, and thank you for bearing with me while I've been away for a few weeks. It's great to be back, and I'll see you all again next Monday. Thanks, Doreen. Oh, Doreen, before I go, have you received your parcel yet? Send me a message. Favourite? Oh, Sally, that's part of the fun tonight. We always try and choose a favourite. We usually have a vote. I think mine is definitely the butterflies. This was the one I was most sorry. Move them down. This is the stamp set and dies that I was most sorry to see go. But over the next couple of weeks, I'll showcase some of the other stuff that's retiring. There's a lot going that we'll have to try and find something to replace it. What I would have considered staples. So yes, thanks again, and I'll see you all again next week. Bye.